Welcome back. Scott Heaton here. I'm your host, and we are with Mei Huang with a Vibrant Life Therapy. And today we're going to talk about something that I've never heard of, and that's accelerated resolution therapy, or commonly known in your industry as ART.
Yeah, we say art or ART. Like a lot of time we'll confuse
Okay.
that with the actual art therapy,
Oh,
painting, drawing, because we
yes.
do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, there are all sorts of therapy methods, but accelerated resolution therapy, it's a trauma processing therapy, and it's one that I'm specialized in. And like, have you heard of EMDR before?
I've
It's
heard of it,
real
but I have
well
no idea
known,
what it is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So EMDR, another acronym, it stands for eye movement desensitization reprocessing. So from the name, it's making use of the eye movements to process traumatic events.
Eye
Yeah,
movement.
yeah, that's right. So when you heard
Okay.
about eye movement, you are probably thinking about like
Hypnosis.
hypnosis. Yeah, a lot of time that's where people's mind goes to, but we're not hypnotized people, but we do not do that, but it's very similar. Eye movement is actually very interesting. So um, it's evidence-based. It's been proven that it can help with like memory recall. It enhance like thought clarity. It also calm your emotions down and help regulate like your breathing, heartbeats, and also your body temperatures too. So IMO actually does a lot of things, and that's why we in ART we also use eye movements to we give people specific instruction to visualize their the traumatic event in their head, and then we also use eye movements to help processing the negative sensations, emotions associated with that event.
That is fascinating.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool, yeah.
I've never heard this much detail about it.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah. Just with eye movement. Well, not just, but wow, yeah. One of the tools.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Yeah. The main thing is definitely eye movements, and we have as ART practitioners, we are trained to follow a set of script very strictly, and it's been proven that it's very useful. I think the main thing is to we need to show the brain the problem, and then usually like when we ask the client to think about the traumatic event, it brings up like those heavy emotions that they have, and then we'll process that out. And another thing that's important in ART is that we use image replacement, because a lot of time we feel like that's how trauma is restored in our brain, and it's also it's also in our midbrain, so not the prefrontal cortex, not the cognitive brain, but more like the non-thinking brain, which is how trauma is stored in this part.
Is ART effective? Is it only good for like certain age groups? I mean, where is that most effective?
Yeah, it works for all ages. I guess like there are a few requirements, like the client needs to be able to hold a thought, and then their eyes need to be able to move back and forth horizontally, and then they need to have the motivation to change. So like yeah, for younger kids, like it's sometimes it's hard to really know if they are holding a thought or how well they are following the instructions.
Right.
But they actually like process really fast, like compared to adults. Like they just have that like neuroplasticity, and they can do things really, really quick. And the interesting part is that we're not using our thinking brain, so it's just how our body's feeling, our sensations. So a lot of time, like it can still make sense to them.
Fascinating. Mm-hmm. This is neat. Well, if you're watching and you've heard about, I've heard of EMDR before, but I've never heard of ART. But if you've heard of it, if you're experiencing some kind of trauma, I would really highly recommend reaching out to Mei and seeking some help so you can heal and live a happier, better life. So how do they get a hold of you, Mei?
Yeah, so I'm with Vibrant Life Therapy, so you can search Vibrant Life Therapy to find our website, or you can also find me on Psychology Today.
Thank you for sharing this. This is intriguing. Hopefully, people reach out to you and are as intrigued by it as I am. So we appreciate you watching. Thanks so much, and we will see you next time.